Fit like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to more Transport Fever at the races. This is race 3 of the bonus race, the electrical units with matching coaches for the trains. Now, I'll go into the trains in detail, but first of all, we shall get them rolling. So in 3, 2, 1, and go. And as they're sort of rolling along, we'll sort of have a look at the carriages and things as they progress. The French train here is sporting some French, they are SNCF wagons for the SNCF livery train. The Lufthansa Airport Express, unfortunately there is no Lufthansa Airport Express livery coaches. I don't even know if they exist in real life. But I did have a scour through Workshop and some other modern sites and couldn't really find any. So there, he's just running standard German intercity coaches there. The Renfe train is running Renfe liveried coaches. Our Russian train is also running matching liveried pro coaches from Russia. Our HHP8 are running Amtrak's Horizon test carriages, slightly different from the Westrail Westfleet carriages, but they are pretty cool. And our Norwegian train is running its matching carriages as well. It's very red, the Norwegian train, I must say. We do have them sort of rocking and rolling, so we've got the French train there. We'll jump on board with the German train. Now, I was getting some weird lag issues before when I had all the screens open, so I redid the race. This is actually my second time doing the race. Weirdly, it's actually played out different than when it did the last time I did it, which is weird because the trains all started at exactly the same place. I basically lined the trains up as I always do, and then I save the game, and while they're in their starting positions, just in case I need to something goes wrong and I need to redo it, at least I know they're all in their starting positions. So I've basically just loaded up that game and started the race again. I only got as far as halfway to the bottom end of the map, and then it started lagging like crazy to the point where like the game was basically frozen. Now, I did have some issues. See, we're getting some stutters there. It may be the snow mod. If I do try and open all the screens, it does sort of grind to a halt. As I was saying, I was getting some issues with some German and Spanish livery coaches that were crashing the game. I could buy them and put them onto the back of the consist for making up the train, but as soon as I set them on a line, the game would crash, which was unfortunate, but we've managed to get other carriages. So our German train is in first, our Norwegian train is in second. As before, not every train's coaches do the loco's top speed. There are ones that will do 125 miles per hour, there are ones that will only do 100, and there are ones that only have a top speed of 87, and they'll become very apparent as the race goes on. But I won't tell you which ones do have the sort of shoddy coaches, the slower coaches. This German train is probably by far the best acceleration though. So, but it may have slow coaches. Who knows? Let's bring up its panel. Let's follow it. It's doing 67. See, we're getting stutters. I think it's the snow mod. As much as I love it, it's going to have to go. I wasn't going to use it in the next set of races anyway. I will attempt to use it in the last race. The next race after this, which will be the last race on this map. And that'll be the Champions race. So it'll be the two best electrics from the championship so far, the two best diesels and the two best steam trains, and we will set them on a race to see the outcome. should be interesting because the A4 Mallard has a top speed of 126, whereas the electrics do 125, and the diesels only do about 110. I think the Americans 110 and the Chinese trains 106. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I am sort of thinking that the electric trains with their acceleration are just going to totally blitz it. We'll have to wait and see. How's the French train getting on? It's currently in last, but it's still sort of there with the Russian train. Okay, continue on. Go, accelerate, move faster. Right, let's have a look, see how things are sort of progressing. Looks like the Norwegian train is in second, Spanish train is in third, American train is in fourth. Now they are entering a sort of fast section here. Whether they have to slow down for this corner, who knows, but they will have to probably slow down here. This looks like a fast section as well, heading up into Interlaken. But there are the trains there. I love the trees. I've probably said that a million times, but I do like this snow mod. Although we are getting major lag. I think it might be something to do with the draw distance, try to render in the snowy mountains and stuff. And especially placed objects like this, these rock faces here and them. They are a bit of a nuisance. But even when I zoom in and out, you can see there we're getting slight stutters, which is unfortunate. It's never happened in any other race. I will attempt to fix it before the next race. I did have a play about, check the CPU and everything. Everything is good on the computer end. Just seems to be something with the game. And I was actually thinking about doing a playthrough later with a snow map. So you're at 100 miles per hour. He is flying past you. So there you have it. Spanish train, 120 miles per hour, but coaches only do 100. Same with the Norwegian train. And same with the Russian train. Again, 100 miles per hour is the top speed that it can reach with those coaches. Unfortunately though, our French number here is maxed out at 87. I had to find coaches to match this train from its year of production. Now I think the train was 1970 something, and I think these coaches are like 1969. So they only do 87, and the latest version of this train, the year 2000 version, is a freight version that only does 99 miles per hour. So I went with this one. Unfortunately, its carriages are dead slow. Our German train, however, can do 125 miles per hour with his intercity German coaches here. I was looking to see if they've got anything. They do have the Deutsche Bahn DB on the side of them. Push pause. There it is. So away they go. These Amtrak Horizon carriages are pretty sweet. I think they look quite smart actually. 2010 the HHP comes on the go. I think these carriages are also around that sort of time. Renfe carriages, quite smart as well. The Norwegian train in all its glory, again these coaches only do 100, so it's going to be basically limited to that. So it should really be between the German train and the American train. However, the Lufthansa Express is tearing off in the distance. Away. 94, 95, almost up to 100 before hitting this corner. And the rest of them probably won't get near that. As I said, it was a real shame that there's no Lufthansa Express coaches. That would have just been great. Now there is the vanilla BR103 that I think arrives in 1969. Is that right? If I remember correctly. Because we're using the Lufthansa Express, it came on the go in 1991 or 1992. So we've got carriages from that date. I should have really have picked something from before, but I thought it'd be nice. This is the sort of carriages this train would have pulled, so it felt appropriate. Right, they are at the turning point. They are halfway through the race. They're at the top. They are now about to start heading back down. Very nice. American train still in second place there. Ooh, we're getting lag. Spanish train still in third. Norwegian train in fourth. Russian train in fifth. Where's my French? There he is. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Now, I do think that the French train has slightly better acceleration than the Norwegian train, so it may be able to come back, or it may not. There is a long straight as they cross the bridge to get over the river slash lake slash whatever the hell this is. Right, how are you getting on? Accelerating slowly, 60. Now there are 5 wagons on these, so which is one more than the 4 we normally run during haulage races when we're using the Westrail Westfleet. So that seems to be playing a part. The extra weight seems to be slowing them down slightly. I see the Norwegian train's pantograph in the distance. There is the Russian train. French train should be coming in on this right hand side. There he is. You can do it, buddy. I believe in you. So, as mentioned, this will be the last of these matching coaches races. We've done steam, we've done diesel, we've done electrics. Next up will be the race of the champions, with the 2 best electrics, 2 best diesel, and 2 best steam. And then we're going to move over to the American map to do freight races. So that should be interesting. I had planned to do 7, 8, 9, 10 races in total, but I'm actually going to cut the other 3. I'm going to save the last map that I made for the next at the races set of races. I may even use this track again. It's pretty decent. I would like to see the results that we would get with running these the way we normally run them. It'd be interesting. Maybe without the snow though, because it seems the snow is logging it out slightly. There we go. Beautiful sunset there. Very nice. Right, so you are in a first position, gliding along gracefully. American train is not actually certain to finish second yet. The Spanish train is right on you. Norwegian train is going pretty slow. What the hell happened with that carriage? I'm not sure if you guys seen that, but it looks like it was totally away to derail there. Right, so they are heading round. There are no cities to hand. Ooh, severe lag. Right, let's bring up town. We've got town names on. Right, so they're passing Interlaken on the left. This looks like a fast section. So 100 miles per hour for the German train there. And they are going to be heading down past Brienz, past Sarn and Stans Luzern, and then crossing the lake to go to the finish line. You are fairly far in front of everybody else. Looks like you are managing to open the gap a bit. But they've still not reached 100 miles per hour. How slow are you going? You are going pretty slow. This Russian train is starting to catch the Norwegian train, it looks like. Our old school French train is struggling here. There are 3 liveries for this train. There's a French freight or fret livery. There's a sort of green one that looks pretty cool. And then there's this one, the standard SNCF number. But this one and the green liveried one both originated in 1969. Whereas the freight versions, or the fret liveried one, comes on the go in the year 2000, I think, if I can remember correctly. But we won't count the French train down and out yet. It's not entirely losing. Although, if you look at it like that, it looks like the Russian train is accelerating past. Thank you, autosave, for gracing us with your presence there. Holy crap. This German train is away. So he's gone past Brienz already. Good man. Is that because this is a fast section of track? Well, let's have a look. Oh, we're getting severe lag. Don't know why. Just let me click on this. 111. So they were up there. So you managed to gain some distance in the Spanish train, because he can't do 111. Neither can you. You can do 100. You can only do 87. Oh. So the French train looks to be down and out. Unfortunate. And the Spanish train is caught up in the American train again. Right, let's check on our leader. Doing 73. You are currently passing, I don't know. We're going to head up there to my favourite bridge. Whoa, severe lag going on there. Let's close that. So it's definitely something to do with having the screens open. That's unfortunate. So we'll try and run it with the screens closed for the rest of the race. See how it was lagging there? It may be because I'd zoomed out. I think it might be something to do with rendering in the draw distance. Especially with the snow mod. As beautiful it is as it is, it does add some different lighting, shading and things. And it just seems as though the game is not appreciating it at all. There is a warning when you download the snow mod that says that something like this could happen. But it never happened in the first 2 races, so I just assumed it would be fine on this third one. It seems to be working fine now. German train is slightly faster than the camera can go. Not anymore. Right, did I pass my favourite spot? I did. Go back to the spot. I just like to sit here. No, that is the wrong way. There we go. Sit in the road here and watch the trains go by. American train, Spanish train. Hello, Norwegian train. There he is. Norwegian train there. Russian train looks to have caught the Norwegian train slightly. Ooh, and French train is catching up. How have you managed to accomplish that? So you may still not finish last. Maybe. But our German train is coming onto the home straight. I would like to open up his window. If it doesn't completely log out. There we go, that's good. And see how fast he can get going across this bridge. Excuse me, already at 95. I'm going to say it's going to hit 115, and then it's going to have to slow down. 110. 4. Come on. Oh, almost. So 115 is still quite decent. Then we'll probably hit top speed as it crosses the bridge here. It should start to accelerate now. Can you actually see anybody else? There's the next train. The American train is on the bridge. 94, 95. Come on, get the speed up. Now again, I was going to say 115 again. Oh, slowing down already. So it looks like a surefire win for our Lufthansa Express, which is kind of not surprising. It's a decent train. I thought the Spanish train was going to be able to catch up, but it looks like the superior speed of the Amtrak is just defeating it a bit. Yeah, because he's already up at 106, so you're stuck at 100. Ooh, now we've got 2 windows open without lag. You are now at 100. And you're about to be at 100. And our poor French train here. Hello, French train, there he is. Can only do 87. Let's go check the finish line. Make sure that German train. There he is. Crossing the line now. Well done, sir. Well done. So as always, we'll review the coaches that we used. Right, very nice. Very nice indeed. The log sort of went away there at the end. I think it's because we were near the end of the map. I think if you're sort of in the center, it just logs out like crazy. See, that's better. So well done, the American train getting second. Although these vastly superior. It may be due to weight. I think these German coaches are quite light. And I think these Amtrak numbers are quite heavy. They are 50 tons, if I remember correctly. They are slightly lighter than the ones we normally use, the Westrail Westfleet. They are 53 tons. Norwegian train there coming in. Our Russian train in 5th. And our French train in 6th. Stop you there. Stop you there. So, it would seem the Germans have the best loco and wagon matchup there out of these. The American train probably was a good matchup. I would not be surprised if this is an actual train in real life. If you're American and you've seen one of these floating around with these carriages, probably not, because apparently they're experimental carriages. This train definitely had its matching coaches, and so did the Norwegian train. So let's go and compare them. We'll jump into a depot and we will go to electrics. So here's our French train, 124 miles per hour from 1969. So if we go to passengers, here was the 1962 SNCF wagon, 42 tons, top speed 87 miles per hour, which was unfortunate. But if I went down and picked the Conrail, they were from 1975, so it was just a bit late to use them. It would have been fine because they did 124 miles per hour, but we had to go with the, these are also 1975, we had to go with the second class SNCF wagons there. Let's pick the next train on the list. Here we have the BR-103. Now this is from 1970, but we are using the Lufthansa, which came from 1991. So that's why we were using if I can find them. These. The second class Intercity from 1991, 124 miles per hour, perfectly matched up there for the German train. Now, next would be what exactly? Ooh, the Norwegian train. Now, 124 miles per hour top speed. Passengers, let's head down. Now, I do believe its wagons came on the go in like 1975 or later. Where are they? They shouldn't be too hard to miss. They are bright red. We do have this one from 2006. Again, it only does 99 miles per hour, but we went for the earlier version, which I now cannot find. There it is. The NSB B7 from 1982. 99 miles per hour, 40 tons. So quite a light wagon, that one. I also want to check the German wagon for weight. 39 tons. So right there, possibly one of the lightest contending coaches anyway. Electrics. We've got our HHP 8, 124 miles per hour from 2010. If you go right to the bottom, there we go, the Amtrak test coach, which did 125. I mean, we could have even used these, although it just adds more weight. These are 50 tons, so quite a fair difference in weight between the German and the American coaches. If we'd went with the original coaches, they are actually 53, so that would have been no use. We have our Russian EN20, 2011, so it's quite a new train, that. And we've got the Pro wagons from 2007, 99, 56 tons, so one of the heaviest coaches on the go there. Last but not least, we have our Spanish train. So we have our Renfe class here, 1990. Passengers, we do have a few Renfe classes, but the fastest I could find was this one, the Renfe 10,000 mil race. Did 99 miles per hour from 1985, so 5 years before the Loco. There was this one, although it only did 75, which I thought was strange. And the next one up was the Renfe 1000, I think. The Renfe 10,000, which didn't appear till 2005. As I said before, I did find other Renfe coaches on Steam Workshop, but they crashed the game when I went to set the train on a line. So that was the best I could do for them. So there you have it, the trains and their coaches. Some decent trains that would normally be quite high or up in the top sort of positions, being let down by slow coaches, but hey, that is the way, that is life. But anyway, as always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever at the races on the snowy Alps, and I will catch you later.